Hello learners of mathematics, welcome to session 6 of Unit 2 in the course Assessment in Maths Education. In the previous session we looked at reliability, and we said that reliability is defined as an indication of the consistency of scores across evaluators or over time. I am Munkaila Dasmani and I'm your course instructor for this course. So in this session, we are looking at fairness of a test. That's section 6 of Unit 2. Session objective. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain what fairness of a test means. You should be able to identify some factors that affect fairness of a test. Great. Fairness of a test. So fairness means that a test should provide opportunity for students of both genders and all backgrounds to perform equally well. This means that all students should have equal opportunity to demonstrate their scores and knowledge being tested. So one of the qualities a good mathematics test is that the test must be fair, and this fairness are concerned are an integral part of development and scoring of all tests. So tests for placement in education and selection of employment require scores to be fair and representative for all individuals. You want to place students in various universities, various colleges in Ghana, and they've written WASSCE. And assuming that one secondary school had a poor, or the school assisted their students, they wrote everything for them and they've passed. In other school, they did not get any form of help. And at the end of the day, we are making decisions. The various universities are making decisions for placement for these students. Will you say this test is a fair? Will you compare a leak WAEC exams as a fair? So that is the fairness of a test. So a test should be fair so that we can use to make decisions for employment and also placement. So the fairness of the test is endangered if biases exist either in the tax or in the reader. Maybe you are marking, if we've done a test for your student, you are marking their results because you have one of your niece there or your relative there. So when you are marking his marks, his paper, what you do is that you just dash that person marks. No, you are not fair. You should be fair across board, and you should not also give the question to anyone. As a teacher in junior high or secondary school, and you've set your questions for the end of term exams because you know one student, and then you just tell the student these questions are coming. No, that means you are not fair. So you should be fair. You should be fair enough. If you are telling one student that this question is coming, then you should tell every student that this question is coming. In that instant, the fairness of test is achieved. So factors that affect fairness of test. Factors affecting fairness of a test. First, unfairness arises with the effect of the student, teacher, and administration policies. With respect to the test, the concept of unfairness comes from several directions, including a number of questions: difficulty distribution, language barrier, answer traps, question structure, question type, and random effect. All this constitutes unfairness, and they are all coming from students' direction, teacher, and the administration policies. Gender, ethnicity, race, linguistic background, socioeconomic status, or handicapping condition that define groups can also affect fairness of a test. On what way? For example, ability to read and understand written programs is a biasing factor in measuring mathematics scores because it is irrelevant to mathematics scores. You are conducting mathematics tests and you bring a very big English, complicated English, student cannot read and understand. You are not doing English, you are doing mathematics. Why should you inculcate in with so many vocabs that students cannot read and understand? When you do that, then your test or mathematics test is not fair. It should be fair, simple English language that the student can understand. Don't go and use some names students have never even heard some before. You're in Ghana and you're using a very big name students have not even heard some before, or some kind of scenario that's scary, students don't even know at all about what that scenario is. Then you are not being a fair. So it should be a fair. The test should be fair. Good. Equality and equity of a test. So two antithetical views of fairness are equality and then equity. So we learned that a test is unfair if students are not provided with equal opportunity to demonstrate what they know. So the equality here says that the equality argument for fairness in assessment advocates assessing all students in a standardized manner, using identical assessment method and content, and the same administration, scoring, and interpretation procedures. So you conduct tests for students, you make sure the scoring rubrics you are using, your marking scheme should be the same across board. The content should be the same. Administration procedure, that is the method or the laid down procedure in your institution that they use to conduct the exam should be the same. You shouldn't change from one student to another student. So when you do that, then you are achieving what we call equality or the equality. The other one has to deal with the equitable. So a fair test that is equitable is tailored to the individual student's instruction context and special backgrounds such as prior knowledge, cultural experience, language proficiency, cognitive level, and interest. So you want to conduct tests for your students, and you think you know that your student prior knowledge their prior knowledge are not up to that level, you want to conduct tests. If you know that this question cannot answer and you intentionally bring that question, then you are not being fair. You are not being fair, and that is not equitable. It should be equitable. Look at their language proficiency level, look at their age, their class level, and know the type of questions that comes. You should also know their interest most, where the students have interest. That's your class, you know. Yeah, the question should match as such. So a test is unfair, as we say that once students are not provided with equal opportunity to demonstrate what they know. So individualization of testing can be implemented at different levels in the assessment process, and this can be ranging from choice of approach, example such as a project instead of a test. Some people don't want tests. So what do? You can give them a project. Content administration, example is like flexible time, the scoring rubrics, or the scoring, maybe differential weighting and interpretation. So all this come together to achieve what we said, what we call equitable. Okay, so this session review, we said that one of the qualities of a good mathematics test is that test must be fair, and the fairness in the test concerns are an integral part of the development and scoring of all tests. So all tests you are conducting, it should be fair. So tests for placement in education and selection in employment require scores to be fair and representative for all individuals, so that the employers will know that, oh, we want to employ this person, and based on the test, he has the highest score. And because the test is fair, we believe that he is the best for the work. But if the test is unfair, how will they determine somebody who is good or quality based on their qualification, the qualification they are looking for, or their criteria? So you should always make sure tests are fair. So those teachers involved in examination malpractices, BCA, WAEC, please avoid that. When you do that, you are being unfair, because other teachers are not doing that. They are giving room for their students to produce something they know on their own. They are not helping them. So if you want to help your student, it means that we are defeating the fairness of a test. Thank you.